The movement was begun by a scientist who discovered, quite by accident, these signals being sent. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered.
They want their weapon.
Look out for Charlie.
I want that son of a bitch dead. I want him dead.
This video needs a warning beforehand. You will never look at the music industry the same way again, and you will never listen to music the same way again if you watch this entire video. I'm not joking, I'm not being dramatic. So if you're concerned about that, turn it off now and go somewhere else. If you are intrigued enough to go forward, this will have an effect on how you enjoy and listen to music in the future, corporate music. So if you're all cool with that, keep going. If not, seriously, go somewhere else and stay blissfully ignorant. And I'm not being condescending dick about that. I'm really being serious. In some ways, I wish I was blissfully ignorant to what is going on. I've studied nefarious audio signals, and subliminal sound for many, many years. I have made music for, a large portion of my life. And I recall back in the day just having a fear of Nimbus. And what that was when you looked at a CD, any CD, it said mastered by Nimbus on it. And I recall having a negative view towards that. In the back of my mind, I was like, what is Nimbus doing to the music? I remember getting my first CD. I had released 7 inches and released different formats on different labels. But I remember when I got my first CD back and it said mastered by Nimbus on it, I remember being like, it was a negative thing to me because I didn't know what it was doing to the music. There was something weird about it. There really was. And, within the last few years, I've done a lot of thinking about how I would use this type of subliminal sound, or use subliminal sound in general, if I was one of these people, because
It's my job to think as dark wizards do. Perhaps you remember.
And within that thinking, I've studied these pulsed audio signals for so many years, and it follows sound. It follows a beat. It's a pulsed beat. What would I do with it? Well, I started thinking about the reverse engineering of that, and I started thinking, you know what? I bet this came from music. In fact, I'm almost positive that this came from infecting music with subliminal audio. So within the last 6 months, I started picking out certain songs that I was going to start working on, and breaking down music itself is way different than breaking down audio in a room, especially when you're trying to find hidden signals. It is a job, like a job. So I've been working a lot, and what I've found is beyond alarming. If you know about the research on my channel, you know that the audio signals that I find follow noise. They follow a beat. So when you create a sound, the sound automatically syncs to it. It beat matches. I'm not going to use studio terms in this. I'm just going to use basic terms like syncing and beat matching because it's easy to understand. It syncs and it beat matches to whatever sound you're creating. Where would that come from? That would come from music. And people have decided to put this in the real world for other nefarious reasons. This is why when people have a fan running or an air conditioner running or some type of appliance running, a hot water tank or a shower, people may think they hear singing or chanting or some strange noise going on because it's really there. It's there and it's very real. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that this had to have come from music before it was released on the real world. So, back in the day, you had the PMRC, which was led by Tipper Gore, which is Al Gore's wife. It's funny that different political parties get blamed for, the satanic panic and all that, when it was Tipper Gore that was running the Parents Music resource center, and they got into blaming all these different artists and creating the satanic panic for, installing subliminal messages in their music. And through my research and my science and what I found, it has nothing to do with the artist at all. It never has. But something that I never believed before, there are subliminals in the music that you listen to. 100% that are beat matched to the beat you are listening to. The BPM, the note, everything. And I believe, without proof yet, but I believe that it is a system like Nimbus that is doing this. And honestly, out of all the things I've done, I honestly believe that they're going to come at me the most for this because of the implications of it. I am going to prove this to you by the end of the video. Absolutely prove it with science. And what's crazy is it's such a complicated feeling because my intuition always said something was wrong with this, but I didn't want to believe it because it just didn't seem feasible. And I didn't understand how the technology worked way back then. Now I do. It's totally different. So let me start to explain to you what I did. And if you know anybody who is involved with the music industry or makes music or is a recording artist, send them here and let them check it out, and they will completely understand when they hear this that everything is beat matched and synced, and this really does exist, and it will push them to second guess this nasty ass industry and possibly get them out. Because if you support this, you've seriously sold your soul. It is not satanic in the devil's sense. The audio that is picked up, that is being subliminally added to this music, is just negative. It affirms negativity. That is what it does. It's designed to do this. And it's being put in all music. And the example that I'm going to use and show you is absolutely insane. I've done lots of recent tracks, but this really bothers me. So I wanted to see how far this went back. So I started working on a couple song clips from right after Harp went online. And negativity sort of flooded the pop culture. So I was going for around 1992 or 1993, like early to mid 90s. I'm not going to tell you what it is until after you've heard it, a little bit of it, and understand what's there. And then I will show you the song and we will sync it up and you will understand what's going on. And to my friends and acquaintances that are in the industry, get out. You can find something else to do. Get out, because every product that you put out is being weaponized. It is literally being weaponized against the kids and anybody that listens to it. It's absolute warfare. I'm not kidding. Make music for yourself in your home studio. Do not let these people touch your music in any way. Process it, anything. As soon as it goes through their system, it is compromised. The pieces of music that I used, the small chunks to show you, have no lyrics in them whatsoever. There is no singing, no backup singing, no singing at all. In fact, the first chunk that I'm going to show you is nothing but a drum beat, the intro of a song. It's just a drum beat. And when you hear it, it's going to kind of sound familiar to you if you've been into music, but you won't place it. And what you're going to hear in this first clip just barely sounds like kids chanting, almost like a schoolyard or like a nursery rhyme. So check it out. It's muddy and it's just by itself, and I'm going to show you stage 2, but this is where I first found it in these older tracks from, the early 90s. Let's play this once. Now this was underneath a drum beat. I ripped the CD to my program and started working on it. So I'm going to play this first. So it really does sound like kids, like a muddied version of kids singing some type of schoolyard rhyme. And it's synced to the drums perfectly, beat by beat. Let me loop the very end of it, and then I'm going to take you on to the clear part. It's all voices, synced up and beat matched. Now, this is just supposed to be drums playing. Now listen. It is following the drums right to the beat. It's like a rap. It's like a sing-songy, monotone rap synchronized to the beat of the drums. I'm not even going to tell you what I think that says. This is from the CD. Those are voices speaking to you, and they were in the ELF and high frequency ranges, and then hidden behind the drums in the 400 hertz range. And when you hear what song this is, you are going to literally freak out. I'm going to loop this sample one more time so that you can hear the whole thing before I move on. They're all voices, but the voices right there, from here to here, are the clearest. You would have to have a system that has a predetermined set of subliminals and audio that pre-syncs to the beat. These are not random sounds. These are synced and beat matched to the frequency and to the beat of each piece of music that I work on. It's a fact. I'm going to reveal the band and the song to you. I promise you. I want you to hear how messed up this is first. In the background, you're going to still hear the drums clicking along, almost like a click track. And you are going to hear the voices synced up to that click track. Now a high voice is going to come in, like a high cartoonish female voice. Now here is the most alarming part about this chunk of audio. And these are the only chunks that I'm going to show you in this video because it's the only proof that I need. Okay, that follows the drums completely. Ask any musician to come watch this. I'm going to sync it up with the actual song and you will hear it. It's rapping along to the drums and it says, hopefully you guys are getting wasted. Hopefully you guys are getting wasted. And the only thing playing in this section is drums, bass, and guitar. There are no vocals. I'm going to show you. Hopefully you guys are getting wasted. This blew my mind. This came from the CD. It is mind-blowing. This is real. And here is the reveal. This is where I'm going to sync up the first clip that I played for you, the first two clips. Here is the original. And also the chanting one came from this same clip. Okay, are you ready? Because you are going to recognize it immediately. Here we go. It's Scentless Apprentice by Nirvana. That is the drum intro. That is what's hidden behind it. Do you think Kurt Cobain put these subliminals in there? Hell no. Check this out. I'm going to loop this so you can hear how it's synced up. Listen to the drums, listen to the voice. It is synced up perfectly. I'll play the whole thing. It is absolutely and 100% completely there. These are not the only tracks I've worked on. These are the tracks that I'm using for this example. I'm going to do more in the future, many more, and show you what's going on. But these are the tracks I chose to work on because this was right after HARP and other nefarious signals went online. Now I want to show you the clip with the "hopefully you guys are getting wasted" line in it. Okay, I'm going to play it with the actual audio behind it so you can see that it is completely synced up. This is Nirvana. Frickin' Nirvana, dude. I've found it in everything that I've worked on so far. So here we go. Now listen to this here. You're going to hear it like chanting along to the beat. Almost like Muppets. It's this weird voice. Now listen to "hopefully you guys are getting wasted" and listen to how it's synced up to the beat. I'm going to show you the extras that I found in this, and then I'm just going to leave it at that because your mind's going to need time to chew on this. But real quick, first, let me go back to the chanting Muppets and play this for you, because if you listen to it, these high-pitched voices sound like they're saying, It says something right now, gotta have it right now. Listen to it. Gotta have it right now. There is so much hidden audio in this that it is mind-bending. In Utero is full of hidden audio. And so is every other modern recording, make no mistake. You have no idea how freaked out I was when I put in the work and found this. That's just supposed to be drums. Just drums. It's supposed to be this. That's it. And here, all these subliminals are hidden behind it. Just hidden right behind it. Now, here are some random clips that I found within the first few seconds of Scentless Apprentice. First 20 seconds or whatever. Check this out. In areas where there were no vocals. And these are in frequencies where there aren't vocals. These are hidden. These are subliminal audio tracks. Here is one more look at the schoolyard chanting that was synced up to the very beginning, the drum intro of Scentless Apprentice. Play this once. I spent a lot of time laughing after I found this, like literally laughing at some of the stuff that I found. Not because it was funny, because it was so messed up. Thinking, how many times did I listen to this album as a teenager? And what did my brain pick up from listening to it? It is dangerous, man. I'm telling you, this stuff works, or else they wouldn't use it. Here's a random clip that I found. This one's pretty weird. Check it out. You can hear the computerized voice tweaking and sort of warping here. It's a computerized voice that's being synced up, and this clip right here proves it. In this clip, it sounds like it says he's alive, and this is really scary because this was mastered before Cobain died. Right? In Utero came out, like 6 months before he died? Something like that. Check this out. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. It's just mind-blowing how much audio is hidden just in this record alone. And it goes right up to current records. I will prove it to you in time. So to sum it up, all these artists and all these people have been accused of putting messages and stuff into their music. But even bands like Nirvana that were the furthest thing from these masking bands like Judas Priest and Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath and, blah, blah, blah. It's much more advanced than just masking. It is beat matched and synced up to the beats of the music. And the dangerous part about it is it's in everything and it's mastered in everything, and it is the industry doing it, not the artists. The artists don't even have any idea that it's happening. This is absolutely nuts. People need to see this and see that it's real. I will be doing many parts to this. Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5, and so on. So check back. Thank you for checking this out. Look out for Charlie.